awesome. I know. It's really great. Hi,
Hey y'all, it's Cindy Tauchar, and I'm here today at Arrow Grill in Clinton, Mississippi, my home stomping grounds where I grew up, and I'm with Dr. Wilma Clopton. And I'm so excited for you to get a chance to meet her today, if you have not already. Dr. Clopton and we were in the same class of the 50 leading businesswomen, is how I met her. And just a few years ago, 2012, 13, and
2013.
Okay.
Oh, well, one of those years.
Yes, yes. Well, it kind of overlaps into 2 years. So I got to know her, and you know, one thing about that is we got to meet people from all different kinds of careers and occupations, and I was so just impressed with what Dr. Clopton does. She is the CEO of NMHS Unlimited Film Productions, and she is just got a really great mission going on that I've enjoyed, and I think that everybody needs to know about it and know what you do. So tell us what you do with NMHS. Tell us about the organization, how it got started, and what you do.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for letting me share this with everybody, because I'm excited about what I do. NMHS Unlimited Film Productions actually began in the 1940s, and my mother started it, Dr. Jessie.
Oh, wow.
So
back in the 40s.
I know it has a long history. See,
it does. It does.
And we focus on telling positive stories about people of African descent as well as Mississippi in general, and that's what excites us the most, is that there are positive stories, which most people don't know.
Right, because there are a lot of the stories that we learn in school about Rosa Parks and Dr. Martin Luther King, and you know, the big stories that we hear about, but there's so many really great stories that are just right here in our history of Mississippi, and you've like brought a lot of those to light to me that I know I didn't know about. And we were right before we started, I was telling her one of my favorites. You can buy the DVDs, and I've got the website here listed, so if you want to go look up her organization and find out more about it. But she came and spoke at one of my women's groups one time, and several of us bought different DVDs, and we kind of traded back and forth so that we all got to watch them. And one of my favorites was Dr. Ollie Brown Shirley.
In spite of it all, it's a great story. I was excited about it because Dr. Shirley had never told her story to anyone. Her children didn't even know the story. So when she shared it with them, I know she was always saying, "Why did I tell you my story?" And I was like, "I don't know," but I was glad she did.
I'm glad she did too, because, and then tell us what she did. I'm going to let you tell it because you know the story better than me. But.
No, but you have something to add to it. Because Dr. Ollie Brown Shirley was actually the person who brought Sesame Street and the electric company to 12 southeastern states. And it's exciting because if it had not happened, Cindy told me that she would not have what?
Oh, it would have been tragic had Mississippi not had Sesame Street when I was growing up, because Cookie Monster was my very favorite. And if anybody knew me growing up, I told her even through college, people were giving me gifts with Cookie Monster on them because Cookie Monster was my favorite. And I just think, well, I mean, if Dr. Shirley had not brought Sesame Street to Mississippi, my childhood would have been different.
And that's what's exciting about what we do, because we tell stories that impact the entire state and the nation. And so people think that when they hear about NMHS Unlimited Film Productions, they think we're only focusing on a very small area. But what we do with these untold stories is that we help to bridge gaps in our history information that's not told or taught in a very successful manner today.
Yes.
And as a result, we've been able to do about 14 short films, all addressing untold stories in Mississippi. I think one of them, when you talk about Rosa Parks, actually the first bus boycott took place here in Mississippi, in Jackson, Mississippi, 8 years before Rosa Parks.
Right, and what was his name?
L. Porches.
Okay, because I have that DVD
Do you
too.
have that?
Yes, that's one of the ones I bought. Yes, and I absolutely love that story. And I had no idea that had happened in Mississippi, and I think a lot of Mississippians may not, because we know the Rosa Parks story, but it was very similar.
It was very similar, and it's also interesting that,
and he was so young.
Well, he was a World War II veteran, and he was young.
Yeah,
I mean, he ended up going back to Lanier High School to finish his high school degree.
Right.
So that one was exciting, and we even have a chef's story though. We have prep cooking that we talk about. So if you don't know how to prepare or mince certain foods, you can get one of our DVDs too. So we kind of varied in what we do, and I guess that's why I really love the Filmmakers Bash, because I love food and the things that we do.
And speaking of the Filmmakers Bash, that is an event that is coming up this Saturday night. It's February 23rd. It's at the Marriott downtown in Jackson, Mississippi.
And the VIP starts at 6 o'clock. And that's where you will have a chance not only to toast, but you'll have an opportunity to have a food prepared by a great sous chef from the Marriott.
Yes.
They're participating and supporting. And then after that, starting at 7, you'll have 6 more chefs, I think it is, that will be giving their finest cuisine, and you can eat till you drop. So you must come in collard greens and grits inspired clothing, though.
Yes.
So I don't know what that means.
The theme this year, there's a different theme every year.
Every year.
And this year's theme is collard greens and grits. So
what do you wear for collard greens and grits? I don't know. Have fun with it. We don't know.
Not the most creative. I'm gonna wear a green dress, but it's got some ruffly leaves in it. I thought maybe I kind of look like a collard green in it.
That's the fun
I don't know.
of it all.
I might get one of those a little fascinator or something.
I don't know. Well, it's the main thing is to come out and have fun and honor our chefs and get to know new people and see what Mississippi has to offer. We will also be showing a trailer of one of our latest films, Mississippi Justice.
Okay.
And that's an inspiring story because although it's about someone who killed another person in 1951 in Pike County, it's about the county coming together and saying enough is enough and doing the right thing and bringing justice, which most people think is kind of oxymoronic in Mississippi, but this is really about the true inspiration of justice from Macomb, Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
And Magnolia, all down that area.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. It's going to be our first feature-length film. And we plan on releasing it sometime this year, probably next year, but I'm always optimistic about trying to get things done.
Yes.
So we'll say latter part of this year, we certainly will be in production, but we will have a short documentary about it fairly soon.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that trailer and the tease of what's coming up for that. And there's going to be live music.
Yes. Oh, heavens. We have for the VIP the grandson of Robert Johnson, Steve Johnson.
Oh.
So everything we do has history, and then if that's not enough, the great nephew of Muddy Waters will take center stage during the bash. And you better get ready for some toe tapping music because you can't sit down, and we have our ever-present Melvin Housecat Hendrick, who has been with us for almost 6 years now.
Wow.
Playing as our, we don't have a house band, but Melvin, forgive me, you're our house band. And he just does wonderful, wonderful music. Even last year, we had surprise guest artists there, so you never know what's going to happen at the bash.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. There's a chef competition.
Yes.
There's a sous chef competition, there's a chef's competition, and a pastry chef competition. And so all of the people who come, they're 1 hour before. It starts at 7, but if you're a VIP, you come at 6, and we have champagne. And that's the sous chefs are going to be preparing for the people, the VIPs. We have a silent auction.
Oh, yes.
Lots of good stuff.
Items, international items from Australia and from Europe and from Africa, and original paintings and batiks, and you name people come and do their Christmas shopping actually at the bash because we have such unusual items. So it's exciting. I mean, come if nothing else, get a cupcake. I'm sure they'll have more than that, but get a cupcake and then shop till you drop after you eat till you drop, okay?
And then dance the night away.
Yes,
So there's, I mean, you can't, I think whatever you're interested in, you're gonna be able to find it there the Saturday night at the Filmmakers Bash, the collard greens and grits.
Don't
Filmmakers
ask me why.
Bash.
Don't ask me why. It just came to me.
I'm interested to see how people, because it's a formal.
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
formal event, so I'm interested to see how people are going to be dressed to the theme.
Well, you know, when we had black tie and blue jeans, it was kind of simple for the guys. They wore their tux and everything, the blue jeans.
Yeah.
But the ladies were like, what do we do for black tie and blue jeans? Well, I can't really wait to see collard greens and grits. I have no idea what's going to happen. But it will absolutely be fun, and it's also a way for us to honor some very significant people. We don't take a lot
There
of
are
time.
some awards. We didn't
Yes,
mention that.
We are. We don't take a lot of time like most programs to honor, but it's a significant time because the first award that we've had for 3 years now is the Ollie Brown Shirley Award. It's a placemaker award for someone who has done something interesting in changing the community. And this year, we've added the award, which will be in my mother's name, Dr. Jessie Mosley, who has done tremendous things over the years for the country, for the country and the state when she was alive. She brought the WIC program here. She started Smith Robertson Museum and Cultural Center. She was a part of the women's movement. She just, she wrote books on history.
Oh, wow.
She just did a number of things throughout and was, I think, served with 3 presidents in terms of trying to do things for our state. So then this is the Dr. Jessie Placemaker Award, and then after that, we have the Senator Henry Kirksey Award. Now, Senator Kirksey was responsible for encouraging voting, and he helped make some significant differences in our political system so that all people had the opportunity to vote. And finally, we have the Willie Richardson Award. Willie Richardson was an NFL player, one of the first from Mississippi who attended Jackson State College, which was Jackson State University finally. And he was also a mentor and a trainer of people. He shared his common good and understanding. So those awards will be presented this year. We're excited about it. The people don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you all who won. You just have to come.
I
and
don't
see.
know who won, and I'm on the committee. I mean, I'm not on the awards committee. I'm on the committee for the event, and I don't.
I'm good at keeping secrets.
She is.
It's
So
gonna be
it's going to be
exciting.
fun. So we would love for you to join us. If you're not going to be able to, I do encourage you to go to the website. I have it listed right here. All you have to do is click it, and you can go. It's blackhistoryplus.com, and see what all that you've done. I'm just really impressed with all the films you've made and all the all the important stories that you're sharing with us that we may not otherwise have heard.
I think it's important that we show the stories that people sometimes, they don't tell. And when they tell our stories, they don't always tell it in a way that is reflective of our culture. And
Right.
so we try to show film, which of course tell the truth, without inflecting any of the prejudices that might be a part of my inherent bias or someone else's, but we just simply tell the story. And I've been told that the stories can be enjoyed by everyone. So yes. At www.blackhistoryplus.com, you can get a look at some of the untold Mississippi stories.
Yes. And and one thing that some people think of it as Black history and not white history, whatever, I don't know. But to me, I've lived in Mississippi. I was born in Mississippi. This is my state. Whatever happened in the state is the history of where I came from, and I want to know it. And I want to know. We're not going to be able to mend all the brokenness unless we understand each other. And you have to. I mean, I think hearing these stories just helps so much to understand where everybody's coming from. And and I'm sure that was your purpose in doing them, so that people do know.
It is so that people know that we have a shared history. That it took all of us to make this state. It wasn't just one, group of people. And what happens in this state impacts us all. I mean, Cindy was making fun about the fact that she would not have had Cookie Monster. But think about it. Think about the things that would not be possible or would not have happened in this state if all of us had not been a part of it. So
Exactly.
That's what we try to show, is that it's not just one group versus the other. It's all of us who help to bridge the gap, to swing the pendulum, as I say, in our state.
Right. Well, I want to be sure and thank our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to come and bring you these great stories and meet people like Dr. Clopton. And I want to thank Odom's Eye Care. That's where I go to the eye doctor, and I absolutely love them. I did a vlog with them a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about how going to the eye doctor, even if you have great eyesight, is still a detrimental part of your overall health. They can find diseases and all kinds of things, diabetes and all kinds of stuff, just from looking in your eyes. So going to the eye doctor regularly should just be a part of your total health care, whether you have great eyesight or not. So Odom's Eye Care, they're in Jackson, Mississippi, the oldest eye care in Jackson, 72 years. Must be doing something right. But and I've got their information here. And also Chaney Day Parade is my friend Karri Chaney, and very talented photographer. She does maternity photography. She does children's family portraits. And I'm going to tell you, if you can get a great photograph or portrait of a child, you are talented, because they do not sit still long. And I'm so amazed. And she has a blog. I've got that link here. Go and follow her if you're into photography at all. I got a thing today that she had done a little thing on her blog about how to take great pictures with your cell phone. So I think I love following her and getting her tips. But also she takes fabulous pictures. So Chaney Day Parade, I've got her information here too. So thank you so much for joining me here, and we want to thank Era Grill for letting us be here. The chef here, Glenn Friday, is going to be part of our chef's competition on Saturday, so we wanted to come here. And
I had this eggplant parmesan. I almost could not stop eating to get on
fabulous.
Your show. It is so good. It is wonderful.
It is so good. Well, thank you so much. Thank you all for joining us. Be sure to follow us on Around the Town in the South, and share this if you with your friends. If you know some friends you think would enjoy hearing about the filmmakers, the Unlimited Film Productions. I'm gonna try to say it. I'm gonna try to change the name of it before the day's over. I say the filmmakers. I don't know what Filmmakers Society or something. I don't know. I make it up every time I say something different.
NMHS Unlimited Film Productions.
I did say it right at the beginning. So anyway, but be sure to share this, and thank you. We'll be seeing you around the town.
Bye, everybody.